The driver of that fast-moving train that derailed on Wednesday, killing 78 people, was released from the hospital today. The driver, Francisco Garzon, was treated for a head injury in the crash. He's been arrested on charges of alleged reckless homicide. He'll remain in police custody until he appears before a judge to answer questions about the accident.
Francisco José Garzon spent 5 hours in Santiago's court building. He'd been arrested 3 days ago whilst being treated in hospital. Late last night, an investigating judge charged Mr. Garzon with 79 counts of reckless homicide. He was released on bail as police inquiries continue. Evarista Iglesias and his wife live yards from the crash scene. He recalls helping Mr. Garzon to a casualty clearing area. He says Mr. Garzon was dazed and shocked, but kept repeating the same words.
The driver was saying he wanted to die. He'd rather be dead than see the damage he'd caused. He said that he was going too fast. He tried to slow down, but it was too late.
As we watched recovery work at the crash scene, Pilar Iglesias told me she was struggling to cope with what she saw that evening.
I can't sleep. I want to forget it, but I can't. I saw it happen in front of me, but I couldn't do anything. It was horrible, horrible.
Police took the driver into custody last week. On Sunday, a judge started asking him about what happened. Spanish media report Garzon admitted to the charge of professional recklessness. The judge released him but held on to his passport. Garzon is required to report to the court once a week. The speed limit where the accident occurred was 80 kilometers per hour. Local media say the train was traveling at 190 kilometers per hour. Investigators want to know why the driver was going so fast.
The 52-year-old, who was himself injured, is suspected of travelling more than twice the permitted speed on a curve going into the city of Santiago de Compostela. Investigators are also looking into whether the train, the tracks or the security system which slows down trains were at fault. Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy, who visited the crash site after the tragedy, is due to return to Santiago today for an official funeral ceremony for the victims.
The black box data recorder is being analysed as to whether a mechanical issue or human error was the cause. Questions are also being asked as to whether a speed warning device inside the train had been disabled and whether advanced safety braking systems should have been installed on this section of rail track. Witness testimony is key to the investigation.
One of my first reactions was, am I okay? I made sure I could move all my limbs. I made sure I still had all my teeth, all my fingers. I was one of the first people they helped out, and I got to see more and more people coming out. They set a man down next to me who the complete side of his head was completely caked in blood. You couldn't even see his hair. It was completely bright red.
Tomorrow, the Spanish royal family and the Prime Minister will lead a memorial mass for the victims as the investigation and funerals continue.
The train that crashed a few kilometres from the station was packed with people coming to Santiago de Compostela to celebrate the annual festival of St. James. The driver, under arrest, has appeared before a judge. The train is believed to have been travelling well over the speed limit. The weekend's events have been cancelled, but that hasn't stopped private celebrations outside the Cathedral of Santiago to mark the journey's end.
It's a little bit difficult because, you know, it's the end of the way, and you look back, and I think my way it was a good way.
It's incredible because after 12 days and 320 kilometers you feel you can do everything, and it isn't the last step. I think it is a start in a new life.